I just love him.
They're my babies.
He's part of the family. Would you stop loving your pet?
You wouldn't abandon a baby.
You wouldn't give up on family.
Three to 4 million animals are euthanized in U.S. animal shelters every year.
No animal deserves to die. Call your local shelter to find out what you can do to help.
A frightening situation is erupting all over the U.S., more specifically Northwest Arkansas. Due to irresponsible breeding, lack of care, and runaways, these animals are put into shelters in hopes of being adopted. But sadly, because of crowding, many cats and dogs are euthanized to make room for incoming animals.
Our dog kennel, we have 24 cages in the dog room right now. Those can be divided into a large dog side and a small dog side, but our cages are old and the guillotine doors don't really seal well underneath. So having them, having 48 dogs back there is too many. Normally I'd say, 40 dogs between putting some small ones in the cat room and having, dogs on the floor, big dogs and little dogs in the dog room. That's probably about where we need to be. Cats, we can probably house about 20 on the adoption floor if they're large cats that, aren't like litters of kittens that need to be separated.
I love animals, and I want to try and make a difference to as many animals as I can. I know that they need exposure. They need someone to advocate for them. I know there's a lot of people that do that, but I feel like if I can make the difference in a few animals and actually get them a home, then that's worth it to me. And so I try my best. The animals that are a little shy and frightened are the ones that I typically reach out for most. And if I can make them more comfortable so that people will actually see them and know them for the animal, the kind animal that they are, and adopt them, then that's even more to my dreams than I.
It's hard because we have plenty of really nice dogs back there, and there's plenty more that keep coming in the door every day, either via animal control or by people that find a stray dog or by people that just can't take care of their animal anymore and they bring it to us. There are a lot of animals out there, so you should really think twice before deciding to not have your animal altered simply because you want your children to experience their dog having puppies or their cat having kittens, or you think you have a really nice dog that should be bred. Chances are pretty good that there are videos for your kids to watch if you want them to experience that. There's plenty of really good quality dogs out there for each breed that, there are people that are dedicated, responsible breeders for such breeds. There are plenty of places in Northwest Arkansas that will also alter your animal for a reduced cost. Some have income restrictions on them, other ones don't. Sometimes, there are places that offer really low cost spay and neuter for a certain promotional deal. There are options available to you if you know where to look. Call us, call Fayetteville Shelter, call Washington County, call Spay Arkansas. We all have lists of places that you can go to have your animal vaccinated and altered for, not an exorbitant price. But it's important to have your animal vaccinated too. There are certain facets of the community in Springdale that I've heard only vaccinate their animal for rabies because it's required by state law. But just because rabies is required by law to have your animal vaccinated for, there are other diseases that are equally, if not more, problematic for your pet. Get them vaccinated. They're not that expensive. There are plenty of places you can go to have that done. And any vet will tell you, this is what you need to do. Just do it.
Spaying and neutering your pets is very important. Those who encounter unexpected breeding often can't find homes for the newborns, and they end up in local shelters. An affordable solution for those who live in the Springdale area is Spay Arkansas on Huntsville Avenue.
Spay Arkansas was established 2 years ago. The clinic opened in March. Since that time, we've done approximately 8,000 surgeries. We do about 60% are cats, 40% are dogs. This community has been really warmly embraced us. The concept of spay and neuter at an affordable price has made a world of difference, we believe, to our lower economic citizens, as well as to the multiple people that run rescue groups, as well as to the students here at the university that can come here and use our services. The prices for a cat are $30. A dog that's under 50 pounds is $45, and a dog over 50 pounds is $55. That price includes a rabies vaccine. We also offer annual immunizations at the time of surgery for an additional $10, and microchipping is available at $20. In the city of Springdale and Fayetteville, microchipping is required by law for all your companion animals. And the fines that you will face if you do not have your animals microchipped and they are picked up by animal control are often greater than the price of the microchip. It is also the #1 way that animals can be returned to you, their mom and dad, if they are lost. A simple scanning will do the trick. They'll often return within 24 hours. So we highly advise our clients to go ahead and get them microchipped at the same day that they have surgeries. We are proud to be here in Springdale. We've had so much community support. Our other organizations such as the Humane Society of the Ozarks has been very supportive of us, both emotionally and financially. The general public has come forward with contributions on a daily basis because the prices that we do charge are not actually what it costs to run this clinic. So we are very, very happy with the support that we've received, and we look forward to being here a long time.
I think that we do really great work here. Everyone here kind of volunteers. Even those of us who get a paycheck at the end of the day go above and beyond to serve the community. You know, we're here for the lower income families. We do a lot of work for rescues and foster homes that take in animals that don't have homes yet. So I think that we do a really good job of just being around for people who are in need. You know, those of us, you know, a lot of us take home animals that don't have a home for a few weeks till we can find them. So even if we can't find a home for them today, we'll take them home, find a home for them a few weeks later. Everybody does their part, and most of the people that are here today are actually on a volunteer basis and don't get any pay at all. So it's kind of inspiring for me when I do get paid at the end of the day to go that extra mile, because I know everyone here is giving, you know, their fullest, and so it's easy for me to give my all too.
So many times we have animals that have come in here that have had multiple litters, and I often ask the question, what did you do with those puppies or with those kittens? And clients will tell me, well, I tried to get rid of them on Craigslist, but no one would take them. And so I said, well, what did you do then? And they say, well, they surrendered them to the shelters. We have, most of our communities have local shelters. Unfortunately, they have limited staff. They have a limited financial budget there, and so many of those animals cannot be properly advertised, and there are not enough homes for those animals. So the word that is used is euthanasia. So if the animals have been on the adoption floor for too long and they are not deemed to be adoptable, they are humanely euthanized. They're put to sleep, and it's a tragedy that didn't have to take place if animal owners would just get the animals spay or neutered to begin with.
I actually started out only doing 5 to 10 a day, and then as my skill level increased and my training increased, I've now graduated to about 40 a day. I've done up to 49 in one day, which was exhausting, so that's too many. But 40 is about a good number, and we like to do about 100 a week here. That's the goal, to reach the 5,000 for the whole year. So, and that number of 5,000 is kind of, it's the goal because that's how many animals are put to sleep in the Springdale shelter every year. So if we can fix 5,000, maybe we can keep those 5,000 from being put to sleep in the shelter.
Typically, an animal that is not spay or neutered, there are many health benefits to having an animal spay or neutered. Most people don't realize that a female that's not been spay or neutered, that she develops breast cancer just the way a human would, and that is one of the most deadly diseases for the female animals that we see. So having her spayed, which is the female procedure, virtually eliminates that possibility of her getting breast cancer. Also, multiple pregnancies can cause a infection of the uterus, and that can often be painful and very infectious to the entire body. That can end up in a rather large veterinary bill for the owner. So getting her spayed and getting that taken care of is important to your financial future as well as her health future. The other thing that's important to know is that animals that are not spayed are often looking for love in all the wrong places. And they run across streets looking for a mate. There are car accidents, they get hit by cars. The males often get into fights with other males in the neighborhood. They come home damaged and hurt because they've been fighting for a female's attention. And it's a positive thing for the males too. Most people don't know that male dogs and cats get testicular cancer. It is also one of the primary ones. By having a neuter procedure done, it 100% eliminates the possibility that they're going to get that kind of cancer. So we think that the positive benefits of not being in fights, not getting hit by cars, not having cancers is a really good thing for your pet.
Not only should you spay or neuter your pet, but microchipping is also very useful if your pet were to ever get lost.
So we typically do about 10 to 20 microchippings a day, which it costs an extra $20 in addition to the surgery. So a lot of people can't afford that. They're already kind of scraping for pennies to get their dogs fixed so that they don't have puppies or kittens. So sometimes that $20 is a little bit more than they could afford, but you know, it is a costly service, so it's hard for us to provide it any cheaper than $20. But we definitely encourage the microchipping if they can go ahead and donate that extra $20 to get that put in. So this is the microchip apparatus. So the microchip is a very small computer chip that's inside this needle. And so we're just going to insert it right underneath her skin, and then you'll be able to find her if she shows up at any shelters or a place like this where we have a microchip scanner. So I just pull the skin up just a little bit and make a little tent, and then put the needle in, and she took it like a champ. And I just push my trigger and leave it in there, and now we're good. So she can be found if she shows up to any of these places where we have this scanner. So I'm going to scan her right now, which you just push the red button, and it found her. This is her number. So it'll be registered to you online, and if she's found somewhere, they'll do this. They'll look up that number online and call you because your contact information is right there. All done.
Cat fostering is an important aspect in keeping cats off the streets and out of shelters. Linda Pagan, a cat foster parent, takes pride in helping many cats find a home.
We had 170 cats in our system last year, and this year we have 104, I believe, since January, which we're increasing. We're getting more foster homes, and we're having better adoptions. The economy is picking up. More people are looking to adopt again. it was very sad there for a while, and that people felt like they could not afford their cat, and so they would move out an apartment and they would just leave it to fend for itself. I mean, we'd go out and somebody would call us from an apartment complex, and we'd go out there and pick up a declawed cat sitting on a doorstep that somebody had just gone away and left, you know. It's crazy that they would do something like that, how you can love an animal and then just stick it out. A lot of times we'll go to the shelters, and if we have an opening, which isn't often, we will go to the shelters and pick some out, you know, and that opens up room in the shelters for more cats to come in. We try and help the shelters that way. But we are all foster homes, and so we have a limited amount that we can take in. But being a foster home, it gives the cat a home environment. It's much better if the animal stays in your home and you take care of it than for you just to abandon it or take it to a shelter. Most shelters are already filled, and sometimes they have to do something that they all hate to do, but they sometimes have to take the ones that have been in there the longest and euthanize them. And it's a really terrible thing to have to be the one to pick out which animal dies. That's why spay and neutering is so important. And there are programs now through the Spay-Neuter Clinic in Springdale and Northwest Animal Rescue. And Fayetteville has great programs for spaying and neutering, that there's no excuse now not to get your pet spayed and neutered. Because the more puppies and kittens that are out there, the more that are going to be put down, because there just aren't enough homes. It's coming into kitten season, and by June we will be overrun with kittens. And probably by July, August, we will have a hard time placing kittens because people will have gotten them or whatever. You know, you fall in love with every single one you get. When they get adopted, you know, it makes you happy, and then you get more. There's always more. This is Georgia May. She's a kind of almost a Persian mix. You can tell by her kind of round head. And she was looking for a home. She's just very sweet. She's around 3 years old, I think. She's been spayed, recently spayed. And she's not too crazy about other kitties. She's learning. In our house, you have to learn. So she's just investigating and coming out now.
With all of this in mind, take into consideration that all animals need a forever home.
Our goal.
Our goal.
Our goal.
Our goal.
Our goal is for all animals to find a home.